On the other side of this fence is Sonora, Mexico, and the U.S. Border Patrol says in order to have a secure border, you not only need personnel, but technology and infrastructure. It's a regular winter wonderland in Flagstaff. When tuition went up 100%, $10 to $20. Those were the good old days, right? But if you've done a lot of shopping, don't put those bags in the back seat. Leave your back and front seats empty and put your shopping bags in the trunk out of sight for potential thieves. And the Marines are pulling out all the stops on this training exercise. Behind me is a CH-53 helicopter, the largest in the U.S. military inventory. And police help prepare their security model for the big game, Super Bowl 42. In the summer of 2005, a wildfire was bearing down on the community of Tonto Hills.
The heat's so intense, you can only get so close, and the wind was blowing that day and the fire was jumping.
A fire started with a bolt of lightning and quickly spread.
And then it just ballooned up, and by 3 o'clock that afternoon it was just massive.
The Cave Creek Complex fire burned 248,000 acres of the Tonto National Forest, and the fire was fueled by invasive desert weeds.
Invasive weeds, nearly all of them have been brought in from other countries, either inadvertently as contaminants in hay or something, or some of them were brought in on purpose.
These weeds such as red brome and bufflegrass are here now, and with the heavy rains this winter, more weeds will come, and that means more chance for fire to jump from tree to tree, just like 2005.
So you have a big flush of things that come, these winter annuals that dry out by summer, and that's when you get your fires.
Now, the families of Tonto Hills were lucky and did not lose any homes in the 2005 fire, but it was a wake-up call.
It took that event to really make everybody super cognizant.
Cognizant to know the weeds are pretty now, but looks can be deceiving. In the Tonto National Forest, I'm Jeff Mitchell for Cronkite NewsWatch.
We almost canceled, a little panicked. How do we get there? So, yeah, almost didn't go.
Carol Mancata and her family from Mesa were going to drive to her father's house in Payson, but they had to find another way to get there because Route 87 was shut down.
And to have it shut down was very strange.
Strange indeed. Route 87, a main artery between Phoenix and Payson, has been closed since Friday due to a landslide. And about 25 miles outside Payson, you can clearly see why Route 87 is closed, as the landslide buckled it by a number of feet. The weight of the rocks and dirt pushed up the road, making it look like a roller coaster. So crews are up here to remove the side of the mountain in an effort to stop the problem.
We're trying to relieve the massive amount of pressure on top of this mountain that's setting on it that's making the failure.
And with the road closed, Bill Tomic from Tonto Basin will have to find another way to get to Phoenix for work.
I'll have to go to Globe and go around that way to get to Phoenix unless they open up some of the lanes, which adds about another hour to my trip.
And while drivers have to find new routes, construction crews are working hard.
We're going to work around the clock till we get the road open.
But until then, the closed highway is costing drivers time and money. Although a lot of rain fell in the area this winter, ADOT has not yet stated an official reason for the landslide. And as for right now, Route 87 is still closed indefinitely. I'm Jeff Mitchell for Cronkite NewsWatch. A drug smuggler smashing a patrol car to get across the border. It's a scene played far too often, but the U.S. Border Patrol feels like they're winning more and more of these battles.
So I think we're putting a dent into these smugglers, and we're starting to mess with their paychecks.
In 2007, the Tucson sector seized almost 900,000 pounds of marijuana, a 45% increase from last year and 75% of all marijuana seized statewide. They did this by adding 600 new agents, but that's not the only reason. On the other side of this fence is Sonora, Mexico, and the U.S. Border Patrol says in order to have a secure border, you not only need personnel, but technology and infrastructure. The Border Patrol can get to drug smugglers faster with the new roads the National Guard helped build. They've also added more cameras on the border. There are 27 in total.
All these things is a deterrent. Seeing a fence up, seeing cameras out there now, puts the people on the south side looking on the north going, man, is this the best place to cross here or should we go somewhere else?
Department of Public Safety Director Roger Vanderpool says the border guard's efforts are appreciated in the valley.
Well, yeah, I think it does have an impact, and I say that not only as the director of DPS and a career law enforcement officer, I say as a parent.
But the Border Patrol isn't going to celebrate too long. They have even higher goals for the future.
We want to hit 1 million pounds. That's like the big thing.
A goal they think is within their reach. At the border, I'm Jeff Mitchell with Cronkite NewsWatch. It might be 2008 in Phoenix, but for this man, it might as well be the wild, wild west.
This is pre-1840, from 1820s to 1839, 1842?
1825.
Welcome to the National Muzzle Loading Rifle Association 2008 Western National Shooting. Now, you don't have to have Old West clothes to fit in here. You just have to have a passion for history, especially those old muzzle-loading rifles used during the Revolutionary War.
It's a lot of fun shooting muzzleloaders. It's much more of a challenge than modern guns.
It's not just the shooting events that attract people from all over to North Phoenix. It's the chance to live like old pioneers did. Like Betty Phillips is one of those new pioneers.
It's the dressing, the costumes, the different way of living.
But it's not just the shooting events in the period dress. There's also clinics to teach you skills used a couple hundred years ago. Like how to shoot a cannon, or how to throw a knife, or how to fire a gun. And Benjamin Von Dilligan welcomes anyone to come out.
Just come out and meet us and say hello and come with an open mind. You might like it. You might be surprised.
Like this City Slicker reporter who was taught how to stick a tomahawk from 6 paces away. At the Ben Avery shooting facility, I'm Jeff Mitchell for Cronkite NewsWatch.
Wow, did you guys see that? Jeff landed that tomahawk like a pro. I'm going to stay on his good side, I think.
Definitely. I know I couldn't have done it.
Yeah, maybe he can teach us.